Hare Krishna, Jai Sri Radhe. Of the many religious traditions in the world, almost all of them adopt various methods to propagate their respective ideals. With this in mind, they publish literature in different languages. It is self evident that in the realm of secular education, there are elementary, intermediate, and advanced level of education, as well as higher and lower branches of learning. Similarly, it is self evident, and those who are widely read and deeply learned in comparative religious studies universally admit it that there are gradations of knowledge in the metaphysical teachings of the diverse religious traditions. Amongst all these religious ideologies, the instructions given by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu on the religion of pure transcendental love, prema, is the highest revelation from all angles of vision. Surely, once the world's impartial thinkers are exposed to such sublime understanding, they will unanimously accept this fact. Everyone wants to be inspired by the highest ideal and teachings, but how can this auspicious desire come to bear fruit? It is with this thought that the great liberated personalities or Aryan rishis translated or wrote commentaries on many authoritative Vedic scriptures in different languages, particularly in Sanskrit language. Within this world, the Vedas are the most ancient writings. Their corollaries, which include the Upanishads and other literatures compiled by Sri Vedavyas, such as Vedanta Sutra, Mahabharata, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Puranas, are all consummate literary works. Over the course of time, varieties of books were written inspired by the ideals enunciated in that body of literature. They were widely circulated and thus gained broad popularity. In those books, not only do we find gradations of thought, distinguishing characteristics, and contrasting views, but also we observe mutual exclusivity, polarization of doctrine, and speculative philosophy. As a result, there have been upheavals and calamities in the religious domain, and these continue to the present day. Under such precarious circumstances, the original Supreme Lord, Swayam Bhagavan, who is the absolute truth, appeared approximately 550 years ago in the foremost of the seven holy places, Sridham Mayapur, within Navadipa Dhama, West Bengal state, to deliver the conditioned living beings. At that time, the Lord specifically empowered some of his beloved associates to compile voluminous books which contain the true purport and essence of all Shastras. Through the medium of these literatures, the Lord desired to invest bhakti, which is the root of all types of Divya Gyan, means transcendental knowledge, within the hearts of all people. Through this effort, Swayam Bhagavan manifested his confidential desire to enact his divine human-like pastimes to deliver the conditioned souls. Some people who are incapable of ascertaining the true meaning of the Shastras are compelled to interpret them according to their relative understanding. In some cases, such people take only a partial meaning of the Shastra. In other cases, their interpretations cloud the true meaning, and in other cases again, they adopt a view that is thoroughly opposed to the original intention. The bona fide spiritual acharyas, particularly the Vaishnava acharyas, belong to the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's tradition, are not in any of these categories, and the instructions that flowed from their pen are the absolute and conclusive instructions of Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which are the instruction of the Vedas, the Upanishads, the Mahabharata and Srimad Bhagavatam. Taking support of the flawless and complete purport of these instructions, I am trying to make this episode most authentic and reliable, so that my viewers may easily understand the utility and import of this episode in the present chaotic and confused Hindu society. The instructions of this series are therefore commendable and acceptable for all jivas. By taking these instructions deeply in our hearts, all the confused and misguided Hindu Sanātanis can easily obtain permanent release from the dreadful torment caused by the invincible shackles of illusion and from the phantasmagoria of trivial and false pleasure which has been propagated by evil, Hippocratic and foolish so-called Hindu religious gurus who have established their own devilish cults all over the world. Furthermore, such misguided and unfortunate Sanatani Hindus will become immersed in the bliss of service to Bhagavan and thus become fit to experience supreme peace and ultimate transcendental pleasure, and also at the same time will be able to protect Sanatana Dharma. Previously, it is indicated that there are higher and lower gradations of instruction in the field of secular knowledge. Similarly, it is accepted that there are higher and lower gradations of instructions in the field of religious truth. Only people of eminent qualification can accept the ideal that is contained in the advanced teachings. The purport is that human beings are superior to all other species of life. There are many different types of living entities other than human beings. The word prani, that which has life or jiva, refers to a conscious entity. We are not concerned here with unconscious objects or inert matter. The natural function of a conscious entity is called dharma, which implies the function of consciousness or the nature that stems from one's true identity. The concept of dharma is inseparable from chetana, means consciousness. Conscious beings who are bound by illusions are found in 5 conditions. Number 1, covered consciousness, achhadita chetana. Number 2, stunted consciousness, sankuchita chetana. Number 3, mukulita chetana, budding consciousness. Number 4, blossoming consciousness, vikasita chetana. Number 5, fully blossomed consciousness, purna vikasita chetana. Such conscious beings are known as jivas or prani. These 5 stages of living beings are divided into 2 categories: non-moving entities, stavara, and moving entities, jangama. Trees, creepers, shrubs, stones, and other non-moving beings are said to have covered consciousness. The other 4 types of conscious beings are moving, whereas these entities are not, because their consciousness is fully covered. Animals, birds, insects, and aquatics have stunted consciousness, sankuchita chetana. Jivas born in species other than human beings are found in the covered and stunted state of consciousness. Jivas in human species are found in the budding, blossoming, and fully blossomed stages of consciousness. Although sentient beings in these last 3 stages of awareness are all human by physical appearance, They are graded according to their development of consciousness. Bearing this gradation in mind, human consciousness is considered to be in the preliminary, intermediate, or advanced stage of development. Nonetheless, trees, creepers, shrubs, animals, birds, and human beings are all jivas, means pranis, and their only dharma is to worship Bhagavan. Still, out of all of them, human beings are superior by dint of developed consciousness, and their special dharma is known as Sanātan Dharma or Bhagavata Dharma, which consists of the worship of Bhagavan. Bhagavan means the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna or Narayana. The function of consciousness is graded according to the degree to which knowledge or awareness is covered. There is no doubt that human beings are superior to all other earthly life forms. Yet it is essential to understand whence this superiority stems. It cannot be said that human beings are superior to trees, creepers, insects, animals, birds, and aquatics from the point of view of form and appearance, strength and prowess, and beauty and charm. However, human beings are superior in every way to all other species with regard to the mental faculty, the development of the intellect, and the expansion of consciousness. It is this special dharma that is being analyzed in these episodes. Although, in a general sense, Sanatana Dharma or Atma Dharma or Bhagavata Dharma is the dharma of all living beings, it should be understood as the specific dharma of the human species, because the special qualification for the highest dharma is found only among those jivas with highly developed awareness. The question may then be raised as to why this dharma is called Sanatana Dharma or Jaiva Dharma or Atma Dharma and not Manava Dharma or Manushya Dharma, means the religion of human beings. When we investigate, we learn that the true function of human beings is found only in dharma. Dharma or religion is not found in other species. This is the general rule. Trees, creepers, stones, worms, insects, fish, tortoises, animals, birds, snakes, and other living entities are counted as jivas, but they don't exhibit the religious tendency which is characterized by the aspiration for moksha, means liberation, or the worship of Bhagavan. Some philosophers are of the opinion that living beings who display only animalistic attitudes such as foolishness and mercilessness are in fact animals. It is observed that some jivas of this animalistic class possess natural intuition by virtue of birth. To a limited extent, this natural intuition is a semblance of human nature. In reality, though it is not human nature, for the human disposition is only observed when animalism is combined with knowledge or rationality. Those who have this human disposition are known as human beings. Our Aryan sages have described the animalistic demeanor as having four compelling propensities: eating ahara, sleeping nidra, fearing bhaya, and mating maithuna. The human disposition manifests only when one overcomes these animalistic propensities and develops rationality, means dharma vritti. Western philosophers have also stated that men are rational beings. However, it is essential to note that the meaning of rationality in Western philosophy is considerably limited. In Aryan spiritual tradition, the word dharma is extremely comprehensive. Within only a single aspect of its meaning, it encompasses the Western philosophical concept of rationality and extends far beyond that to include the proclivity for the worship of God. Dharma is the true identifying characteristic of human nature, and living beings who are devoid of dharma are designated as animals. It is stated in Shastra, Ahara Nidra Bhaya Maithunam cha Samanyam etat pasubhirnaranam धर्म ही तेषाम अधिको विशेष धर्मेण हिनाः पशुभिः समानाः. The meaning of this sloka is that the natural propensity of living beings is to satisfy the senses through the activities of eating, sleeping, fearing and mating. These propensities are observed equally in human beings and in all other species. There is no second opinion about this. Human beings, however, can only live up to the human status when the disposition to be religious is found in them. The words dharma hi tesam adhiko vishesah mean that dharma is the special qualities which distinguishes human beings from animals and other species. Those in whom dharma is completely absent cannot properly be called human beings. The words dharmena hinaha pasubhihi samana mean that people who are devoid of dharma are like animals. That is why in our country Bharat, human beings who are devoid of dharma are called narapasu, means animalistic men. It is especially noteworthy that today people have abandoned dharma and remain engrossed in eating and various forms of sensual enjoyment. This sense indulgence is the tendency of animals or species other than human beings. Currently, due to the influence of Kali Yuga, humanity is gradually degrading and regressing towards animalism. Thus, according to Shastra, at present few people can even be classified as human beings. Had the Aryan rishis named this dharma as Manusya dharma or Manava dharma, then from the Shastric definition of humanity, most would have been disqualified from this practice. It is for this reason that Aryan rishis, desiring the welfare of everyone, called this dharma as Sanātan Dharma or Vaishnava Dharma or Jaiva Dharma or Bhagavata Dharma or Atma Dharma, etc., and thus completely preserved the conventions of Shastra. Dharma or the worship of Sri Bhagavan is found only in human beings and not in animals, birds and other species. Human beings, as the most advanced species, are particularly qualified for the highest teachings or dharma. That is why Sanātan Dharma or Bhagavata Dharma is especially meant to be followed by them. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's unique quality is that he is merciful even to the most fallen people, making them eligible for his highest teachings. Such mercy was not bestowed by any other avatars, means divine incarnations. Therefore, Sriman Mahaprabhu has been glorified in Shastra in very meaningful words as Mahabadanyaya, meaning the most magnanimous divine incarnation of this Kali Yuga. We should remember that Western educators say, "Don't follow me, follow my words." In other words, don't do as I do as I say. The life of Vedic Acharyas or Rishis refute this principle, for they personally applied and demonstrated all the instructions of the Shastras in their own personal lives. Therefore, there is no disparity between their writings and their lives, between their actions and their words. They are one in all respects. When it comes to discussing the life of Mahapurusas, mean great self-realized personalities who are transcendental to mortal existence, it would be a mistake to consider their birth, lifespan and death to be similar to that of mere mortals. Because Mahapurusas like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Acharyas like Sri Madhvacharya or Ramanujacharya are beyond birth and death. They are situated in eternal existence, and their coming and going from this world is strictly a matter of their own appearance and disappearance. We should always remember this.